Good morning. How are you, Giuseppe? I would
Hi.
like you to ask. I would like to ask you some questions about your professional profile, because this could be very interesting for the students that they are considering a career in bioinformatics. So, please, can you tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Giuseppe Dauria.
Uh-huh.
And
And what is your professional background, your studies?
yes, I work as a researcher and I'm leading the bioinformatics service at the Foundation for Promotion of Public Health Research in Valencia. It's called FISABIO. Originally, I have a degree in biology and I did my PhD in Italy, studying the marine environment. So my work was mainly on extremophile bacteria from marine environment, from Mediterranean Sea.
Very good. And uh, I know that you also have some experience as in the food sector and food safety. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, mostly in this field, in your field, the one of the main concern is working, for example, with organisms that are then used for some probiotics or organisms like that. And one of the things that we have to be sure when we work with these organisms is that these are safe.
Okay, good.
So the workflow there is to isolate, to have the bacteria, first of all, to extract DNA, to sequence the DNA, and then when we have the complete genome, we have to search for eventually for antibiotic resistance factor, virulence factor, some plasmids or other parts of the genome that we don't want to be there. We want that our bacteria make only the things that we think he has to do. So this is one of the things that we can do with bioinformatics.
Okay. What about, is there any relation as well with clinical aspects in your work? Because Fisabio is an organization that it is working with hospitals. Is that right?
Yes, it's correct. So from my side in this context, what we do, we are in several projects where we want, for example, to study the microbiome, all the organisms that are living with us. So microbiome is the microbial part that is living with us since we born. Uh, and what we some of the projects ask for understanding the relationship between the microbiome and the organism and the human along the life, and for example, in case of some disease or some specific pathology. This is one aspect we explore. And from the work point of view, what we do in bioinformatics is exactly understanding which is the taxonomy, which are the component of the ecological component of this population, microbial populations. And then if from the collaboration we also have the metadata belonging to the patient or to the study group, we can have some information about some specific taxonomy, the taxa that could be of interest for a given disease or a given phenotypic aspect.
Very interesting. And how would you describe, for example, your main role as a professional? Well, you said that you are the head of the unit.
Yeah.
Um, what are the main activities?
Well, first of all, coordination with other colleagues. And most of the time I spent in writing pipelines, so writing software, writing programming, really. And because most of the work sometimes is routine. So what we try is to make these workflows as much robust as possible and as much reproducible as possible. So for this, we need programming. So I can say that half of my time is spent on programming, another part for running these pipelines on every analysis or every work we have to do, and for sure coordinating all the things that have been must be done during the day.
And did you encounter any difficulties? What is the main aspects? For example, what are the skills or what are the difficulties? How do you overcome these difficulties? Some aspects about that?
Yeah, this is a good question. The problem in bioinformatics is that still there are not a consensus on how to do the things. Now, since the last, I don't know, 5 years, we start having some minimum guide for analyzing for making some, carrying out some analysis. And the most of the work is just Googling and searching how other people were doing the same. So there is not a real just one book in bioinformatics. There are several ways to do exactly the same things. So we have to study a lot continuously. And another problem is that the technology is continually improving and changing, and also the amount of data that, and the quality of the data, the kind of data produced are continuously changing. And so you have to run behind the technology and trying to stay updated. So this is the main I think things that I think is kind a problem, but it is also really stimulating.
Very
About
good.
the skills, the people that want to do bioinformatics, I think first of all must love natural science, so biology
Yes.
or whatever other flower of natural science, and computer science,
Very good.
because you need to know, for example, problems that a biologist can have. I'm a biologist. Could be how to make the system working with a specific graphic card. So that is not really a problem that you find in your biology books. So
Okay.
things like that. So you really need to enter in informatics.
So it's kind of like, as you put it, that there's lots of potential. Is a big a field that is still lots to explore, and a lot of potential for applications in many different areas, and also very exciting. So for example, would you encourage people to follow this pathway?
Well, sure. I always say to my students that bioinformatician, joking, my bioinformatician will rule the world. The thing is that we are producing so much data today with the machines, with the sequencers we have. Now we have 3 generations of sequencer working together, from the Sanger sequencing, the first one, second generations, and now with third generations. And we are producing so much data that we don't have time, neither skills, to analyze all the things that we already have in GenBank. So for sure, this is a very growing field, and where more and more skilled people will be needed in the future. In the present, really, not in the future. Actually, it's
Yeah.
not easy to find a good bioinformatician for a team. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, Yusef. It's been really nice to speaking to you, and it's great. Thank you very much. And I think it's been very, very important what you said, and I think it's going to encourage people to follow these studies. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.